Jersey, and I am doing the Batona Trail. Oh, that sunshine is beautiful. So we'll be following the pink blazes. We're going north, and obviously these videos are going to be delayed a couple days because I don't need any weirdos. This is what the trail looks like. And we're at the trailhead. Here's a little parking lot. Just one other car there. I parked up at the ranger station. Pink blaze. It's pink. I parked up at the ranger station because I wasn't comfortable leaving my car in a deserted parking lot. So I had to hike a mile down a major highway where the car's going like 50, 60 miles an hour. That wasn't too fun, but now we're on the trail. And the Batona Trail is 52 miles long. I don't think I'm gonna do the whole 52. I think I might do an in and out for like 3 days. And my first stop is going to be Bodine Field, only because I am not familiar with this trail at all. So I want to take it slow. I'm only going to do, today I'm only going to do about 9 miles. Just because of how unfamiliar I am with this whole area and this trail. So I'll check back with you when there's something to see. Just a trail. It is super quiet here. Like super quiet, weird quiet. And it's typical Pinelands forest. I guess we'll see what we see. And hope we don't see any bears. Okay, check back with you when there's something interesting. I don't know that there's going to be a whole lot interesting on this trail because it's basically a flat trail through the Pinelands. It goes from Bass River State Park near New Gretna up to Lebanon State Park, which I think is now the Forsyth State Park. I don't know. It has a new name now, and that's up in Whiting, New Jersey. So, all right, I'm gonna get to hiking here. I got a very late start, and check back with you. This is a pretty old pine forest. It's very pretty here. I reached a fire road. Ooh, bee. Come on, get away. Hold on. Why is he swarming around me? Oh my God, hold on. Okay, I think I got rid of the bee. All right, so heading down this way. It's a very, very dense pine forest. So all my clothes are treated, my body is treated. So I'm not gonna get any ticks or chiggers, hopefully. And I'm not really sure what road this is. It's a fire road. Wish the trail looked like that. Instead, it looks like this. Let's go. So something interesting about this trail is that, well, it's hot and I'm walking fast, so I slow down. The one thing that's interesting about this trail is that there's no really good app to tell me, if I'm going the right direction, where the water sources are, or how many miles I've gone, or how many I have left to get to camp. So that's a little frustrating because I'm one of those weirdos that is constantly checking my app. Like when I'm on the AT, I like to check the app to see how much progress I've made, how many more miles I have to go. And I can't do that on this trail. I just know I'm looking for the first major road, which is supposed to be about 7 to 8 miles in on this trail. So and the other annoying thing about this trail so far, 1 hour in, is that it must not be traveled a whole lot because I'm literally silk blazing. Silk blazing means I'm walking into all kinds of cobwebs. So I have to take my trekking poles and kind of wave them in front of me like this to catch the cobwebs so I don't get a mouthful of silk or a nasty spider on me. Spiders don't scare me, but I know we have some nasty spiders in this area, which I'd like to avoid. The other thing is, my pack is pretty heavy because I'm cameled up, because the water sources, from what, I don't know, it's very buggy. The water sources are kind of sporadic, far and few between. So I cameled up, meaning I'm carrying about 4 liters of water. So my pack's a little heavy, but I gotta get off of here because these spider webs, whew, I like to do it two-handed. All right. We hit this cute little stream. Very cute. So the trail's opened up somewhat, but I have a dilemma. It's pretty deep, at least ankle deep, and let's see if we can get around it. All right. So the trail gets pretty wide and it's a nice, soft, sandy ground. And when you're, in there, the floor of the trail is all pine needles. So it's pretty soft and relatively easy to hike. This would be a very good beginner trail for someone that was considering getting into hiking or backpacking. So, just like the rest of the pinelands, the water here has tannin in it. So, it's a combination of things that oxidize as they bubble up out of the stream bed and decomposing flora and fauna that are indigenous to the pinelands. It's perfectly okay to drink, but oh wow, check out those mushrooms. I don't know what they are. I'll have to search that up on Google Photo. All right. Yeah, it's pretty. It's a pretty little stream. Another little bridge. And apparently we go to our right. And look at this glorious trail. Oh my God. Nothing like the rocks on the AT in Maryland. Nothing like Blood Mountain in Georgia. This is almost too easy. But I just want to get out alone and quiet my mind. Ooh. All little mushrooms. They're getting old, getting ready to dry up and wither away for the winter. All right. I have a feeling that I might, oh my gosh, they're everywhere. That is so cool. Look at this one. Oh, that one grew right around a stick. Oh, very cool. I've not seen any wildlife. They're everywhere, these little mushrooms. I've only seen one squirrel. And consistent with the pinelands, hear lots of crickets, but I do not hear many birds. This is pretty in here. There's all kinds of wildflowers back in there. I don't think you can see them. All right, let me go enjoy. This area has so much biodiversity. Oh, look at that. I love weird tree branches. It's very, very dense in there. Super dense pine forest. And then we're following alongside this little stream. But I see something interesting up here. Oh wow, okay. This is pretty cool. It's down a little hill here. Wow. This is very cool. Guess they're all dead trees. I don't know what they are. I'll have to ask the ranger when I go back to get my car. But that is a pretty picture for the New Jersey Pinelands. See, you think it's a bird, but then you find out it's a squirrel. Something just moved. Maybe a frog or something. It's pretty. Not a single soul out here. Just me, alone. All right. I can't get it in focus. Some kind of like little inchworm hanging down from this tree. So I don't know if I'm gonna say that this was probably a controlled burn here. Because the burn marks only go up about 5 feet. The trees are scarred about 5 feet, but everything up top is preserved. So it was probably a controlled burn, which they do to prevent forest fires. And a controlled burn also helps new growth, such as that. I mean, it's certainly not the most beautiful or scenic trail, but there is a lot of diversity. Like, there are these patches of ferns, there's blueberries, and of course lots of pine cones. forecast didn't say anything about rain. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what lake this is. Oh, it's like a frog or a fish. Let's see if he comes back out. The flies are horrible. They look like strawberry flies, but I thought it was too late in the season. Yeah, there are little turtles in here. Okay. It's very weedy. Probably good for bass, but probably some pickerel, sunnies, I'm sure. I don't know if there's any. Definitely looks like good bass and pickerel fishing, but extremely weedy. I wouldn't cast out there. I gotta get out of here though, because these flies are insane. Oh, what's this? Huh. Okay. The trail is a little stream. Oh, crap. All right. See if we can navigate. I don't know if this is what they're calling Martha's Bridge. Oh, listen to the frogs. I don't know if this is what they're calling Martha's Bridge. I know that's what I'm looking for. Martha's Bridge. Oh God, these flies are terrible. Whew. Oh my gosh. I gotta put this way. This part of the forest is really pretty. And look at all this new growth from the controlled burns. We got a little bit of color. Everything else is pretty green because it's pine. I don't know, I guess we're about 3 hours into the hike, and it is hot. So I have to keep stopping and taking breaks because it is crazy hot. Whew. And I don't know if it's gonna storm or not. Hear that? Silence. This is super cool. All along here, you know, the tree is dead, but every single one of these trees has a new one growing. It's pretty cool how that happens. Look at this. They're all charred and burned up. This is where the actual forest fire was. See how there's no tall trees. But it's just amazing how they come back to life. I don't know when this fire was. There have been a couple up here in Wharton. I lived up this way for a little while, and back in I don't know what year, there was a huge fire. And I went into ShopRite in Hamilton to do some grocery shopping, and everything was normal. And that quickly, about an hour later, I came out and the entire sky was filled with smoke. It was one of the largest forest fires in Wharton in history. Look at the size of this mushroom. Wow. Wow, very cool. So, sorry. So everything's just all burnt out. At these little guys, I forget what they're called. It's just so crazy. And then it's all growing out the bottom. Look, I don't know what that is. I'll get a picture of it and see if I can find out what it is. It could be oak, it could be beech, I have no idea. I'm not good at identifying trees. I asked Google. So this must be the end of where the fire was, because as we get down here, there's all kinds of healthy trees. You see the difference? All right, get hiking. We're about 4.5 hours into the hike, and I have 2 more miles to go before I get to the spot where I'm going to set up camp for the night. So I know I was really excited about how easy this trail looked, but one thing I didn't take into account is that this is sugar sand. It's like sand on the regular beach. And this looks like an old logging road of some sort, but it's not really used a whole lot. These are the footprints of a man that I passed way back, who started up at Ong's Hat in Whiting, and he was finishing up his through hike of the whole Batona Trail. I didn't get to ask him how many days it took him. He only had 3 miles left. So I have 2 miles to camp, and walking in this sugar sand is really hard on the feet. So while the trail is mainly flat, a couple ups and downs, nothing big, little rolling hills, but walking in that sugar sand is awful. I always know we're getting close to a road because I start seeing human garbage, like beer bottles and beer cans and empty cigarette packs, which is very sad. But I haven't checked my mileage yet. I only checked it once, way back, and I was at about 3.5. Because I forgot I could use my pedometer to look at the mileage. And this would be a walk in the park if I were not carrying 30 pounds on my back. And I haven't done a super long hike like this. You know, it'll probably end up being 4.5. Well, with the sugar sand, it'll probably end up being a 5.5, 6 hour hike carrying the 30 pounds. So combined with the sugar sand, yeah. So this is kind of a one and done deal. To be honest with you, I'd rather climb boulders than walk on this sugar sand. It really bends your ankles when you're walking on it for hours, carrying this much weight. So, I mean, you can see it. It's sand, just like on the beach. So, I'm gonna get into camp. It's starting to get like really overcast, which means it's gonna get dark earlier today. And I gotta get these 2 miles done so I can set up camp before it gets dark. And not really hungry. Hopefully I'll be hungry later. I brought one of my favorite meals. So we'll see. All right. Check back in with you when I get to camp. All right, I made it into camp. I'm not far from a road. I can hear a road. But this is what it looks like. Gotta find a tree to hang my food. There's camp. Got a little bit of a sunset going on over there, not much. So quiet. Got my gators hanging outside. And got everything set up, ready to go. Just have to hang my food. And yes, I packed out a Red Bull. Which, yes, I am drinking it. Let's see if we can find a branch for a good bear hang. It's hard with pine trees because they don't have very many good limbs. And I'm gonna hang it PCT style. Let's see. I mean, that might be a good one I don't want to get jammed up in all those branches.